So the organic dietary fats are very helpful for fat burning. They act as a macronutrient cycling agent, meaning it changes things up, right? If you go about the same amounts of carbohydrate, dietary fat, and protein day after day, the body gets very stale, as we've discussed many times before. So spiking dietary fat 1 day per week helps to increase fat-burning enzymes. And look at it this way. When you have this bacon salad and this grass-fed steak and some butter with this lobster tail, fat-burning enzymes increase to deal with all the dietary fat that comes in. And they're really going to go through the roof, especially when you get in a large influx of good dietary fat sources in 1 or 2 meals. But those levels of fat-burning enzymes stay elevated for many days. So when you return to a more normal food intake the following day, the day after the high-calorie day, those fat-burning enzyme levels are still elevated for many days, which is very potent for fat burning. So there is definitely logic to using the right dietary fats. Now, in terms of carb sources, typically I like to focus those post-workout, and I could definitely use them on a high-calorie day. All this sushi here doesn't have any of the extra crap, meaning no sauces that have trans fats. Soy sauce for most people is okay, keep in mind that it will increase insulin levels, which is favorable following workouts in some cases. But a baked potato, you can't go wrong with that. I'm not sure what they added to this. This is a Chinese rice concoction here, where they didn't use soy sauce, but they piled in a bunch of different meat. They've got shrimp in here. I guess this is duck on top. Smells real good. But that would definitely be a good choice for somebody that's wanting to gain muscle and lose body fat at the same time, because the carbohydrates are very naturally anabolic. They also help with body fat loss. And more of my clients that are male are wanting to lose body fat and gain muscle at the same time. Not all of them, but in that case, they're probably doing many things with training that I'm structuring that's going to make them more carb tolerant too. Women get the short end of the stick in a lot of ways, in that they're more sensitive to calories, more sensitive to carbohydrate in many cases, so we have to be more careful what they're consuming. So leaner protein choices on a high calorie day are also good. Lobster, you've got some shrimp and lobster here. But in terms of carb sources, this one was fried duck fat. Never had that before, really good. So I think they just put it in a skillet, added duck fat, no trans fats, and I think there's some kind of cream on top. But having a variety of different foods is always a good thing. So consider on the high calorie day, you probably want to use an additional meal compared to what you usually do to raise the meal frequency. And for those that are fasting, like using the 21-day fat cell cleanse, where I have a lot of people fast from the time period following dinner up until lunch the next day, we want to change up the meal frequency on the high calorie day too, and I'll explain that in a moment in another video about why we want to have different lengths of fasting on certain days to act as a strategic contrast for fantastic rates of fat burning.